Good morning. Good afternoon. I just received a comment on one of my tube fly videos from Matthew. He asked, what do I need to get started to start tying flies? That is a good question, Matthew. I'm looking back at when I started. I think I tied a few pieces of tinsel onto a hook. This is what I'm talking about. There's hundreds of different kinds of this all around. Every different fly shop has a sort of a different assortment. But the main ones I use are in that Bill Herzog video, him tying the rasticle. So if you look up rasticle or Bill Herzog rasticle, this one goes in a lot of my flies. That one's just neat. And then this one. So I'm gonna go over I would think the necessities to start tying a few flies, and we'll start tying a few pieces of tinsel on a double hook rig, like I started. So these are bobbins. These are just cheap ones, either from eBay or Sportco and Fife or Cabela's. I've gone through maybe 5 of them, and I have, I think, 5 of them laying around. So it'd be nice if you got into it to have three to 5 of these. You don't have to change out the thread every time. You just have different colors. And then pink is obviously what I use most. So we're gonna start with, I'm gonna tie up a double hook rig. So we're gonna use number 2s like I always use. I used to switch it up and do 4s and 2s and back and forth, but 2s is all I use now. We'll start with 2 of those. 15-pound Seagar is that's all I ever use now, 15-pound, the STS. And these are just egg loops. 2, 3, 4, 5. Through the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of unspin it a little bit, and then pull the slack. Boom, tight. So we'll leave a gap like this. I want a little bit longer if I'm doing a rasticle. Boom. Pinch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Find the end, and I'm pinching it again, real firm. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of untangle it a little bit. Boom. So now I'm going to push that out. So now you just have a line hanging there. I'm going to leave this a little extra. Like that. You'll see what I'm doing with that in a minute. This is your bobbin. This is what makes everything easy, because you're holding it, you're kind of gripping it like this. I don't know if that's the right way at all. That's just the way I kind of do it. Or so your hands go here, and then I kind of grab my left hand. I'm holding the thread tight, and then I start wrapping. So you can wrap that, wrap, and then this is done. That's done right there. So you can trim that, and I'm going to wrap all the way up the shank, almost to the eye. See how this tag's still there? Can you see that? See the tag? So go back down, go back down, go back up, Go back in the middle. And now I'm going to pull that tag. See how I'm doing that? Now I'm going to wrap that tag back down the hook. And that ensures this will all stay tight. I'm going to wrap that down. Maybe one. And there is no right way to do this. Every time I do it, it's slightly different. You could be scientific like crazy about it, but where's the fun in that? This is all for fun. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the bobbin hang. Now I'm gonna go over and get my flash. And remember, less is more. Let's grab 3 strands of this and cut. What is that? Maybe 3 inches. And I'm gonna find the middle of that 3 inches, because we're gonna tie it and then we're gonna wrap it back down. So 3 inches, right in the middle. And it's kind of this process, so I'm kind of holding and then really lightly, boom. Just do a couple wraps and then you can move it to where you want to. If I want to move it on the side of the hook, I can move it down there or right there. But let's put it right back up here, right there. And it's gonna look crazy for a while. I'm gonna give it a few more wraps. Let's grab a few strands. Let's just grab 2 of these. And this is no way, shape, or form, or anything my idea. This is straight out of Bill Herzog. Watching his video, this is all the credit goes to him. He has inspired me in a lot of ways with material and technique and patience, and he's the man. So, okay. Now we have 2 different flashes on there. It looks crazy. It's gonna clean up a lot in a few minutes. So we're gonna grab this orange one and then the pink one next. And these are pretty widely available, I think. And these both glow. It's gonna turn into double whatever you put on there. So let's grab 1 strand of each. 1 pink 3-inch and 1 orange. And let's go ahead and wrap that on again. Boop. So there we go. See how we can fold this over now? And see how I wrapped up to the top of the eye? Boom. So now we're gonna fold this over as I'm putting some tension on it. And I'm gonna wrap down the shank, trying to keep it all centered. And then I'm just gonna kind of mound it, like make it all kind of uniform. So next is the knot. I grab 2 fingers, pull a little extra, and then I just boom, and I end up with a kind of a loop here. And see, whoop. So we'll redo that. So I go like this, boom. That's all I do. And then I kind of hold that, put pressure on the top while I walk it up here. I'm kind of pulling down right here. And then I'm going to pinch it all. And it looks like a mess. And then I'm going to walk it up. And I kind of gently pull it tight. Let's do one more. So you see that? Dunk. Oh, it's kind of, there you go. You can kind of wrap it around your finger and then twist. This comes really naturally to me now, but at first I was bumbling. So there we go. This is not a perfect knot. So if you weren't going to put head cement on this, that's not the knot to use. And that's where my skills are. I'm still learning every day. So I'm going to leave that. And you can see the little tag down there. Let's try the UV. Normally I use this. This takes, in warmer weather, takes about an hour to dry. In 60 degree, 50 degree weather, it takes a couple hours. So this is what we're going to use today though. UV clear finish, thick. So we'll just grab a daub of that right on the end. And we will just start. We won't worry about the hook eye right now. We can always poke through that later. Of course, I'm not trying to get it on there, but let's get one more dip. Go underneath, on top. And then you'll see it kind of self-levels itself as long as you get it on there. And then I'm going to shoot it with the UV. Maybe 20, 30, 40 seconds. Okay, this will be fun. Here we go. You want to see a lot of UV? Oh, watch this. Let's see how good that glows. Okay, UV light is down. That is cool. Let's see how many of those have glow components. Sorry, I'm having fun here. I haven't done this in a while. That's a really good rubber leg right there. That white one was black speckles. Oh, look at those orange ones. I didn't even know those glow. Okay, back to here. Let's do one more. One more. Let's see if it's... Let's pull out like, say, 20 inches of that 15-pound. Run this through the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I normally end up around 7. I'm using my teeth to grab that tag. Okay, cut the tag end. I'm gonna cut this right about in there. So there it is. 1 4mm, 1 3mm. This is a #1 clevis, a 00 Colorado blade. So there we go. So this is what I would recommend starting, because these things catch fish, and I mean, that's not the cleanest job I've ever done, but the fish don't care as long as it's strong. And the reason I don't do these very much is I like to change out my hooks quite a bit. And if you catch 10 fish on this lure, it gets pretty hammered. I mean, it loses some of the red, which is good. I think once the red starts chipping off, then it gets really fishy, and then you'll hook it on, say, a piece of metal in the boat or the floor in the boat, or if there's carpet on the boat, and the next thing you know, or someone in the boat grabs this with pliers to try to get it out of the fish's mouth, and next thing you know, this rig is screwed. If this was a tube fly, you just slide it down, retie the tube fly. You add 2 more hooks to the tube fly. That's why I really don't like this method anymore. but this catches fish. And it doesn't need to be this Colorado blade. Sometimes, yeah, this can go crazy. But with a smile blade or a 0.5 smile blade or a... Now that that's done, what would I say is the essentials for getting into tying tube flies? What I would do is, these are easy to find online, in stores. They're easy to find. You can start out with those Pro tubes. They come in all different colors. You can cut it and use the thicker tube if you want, or the thinner tube. Second, you need some bobbins. These things go from $5 up to $20. So back to what I was saying is a bobbin, a couple of these, 2 or 3 of these bobbins, and then some ultra thread, whatever. I think there's a ton of different manufacturers of this. There is a micro thread that I have. I believe this one's a micro thread, and this one's a little harder to tie with. So you might want to not go with the micro thread first. So there's a difference with this one and like this one. It's like a braided, it's a lot stronger, so it takes a lot more to break that when you're actually tying. So then I would go back to that, hard head clear, get that. What else is essential? Like, obviously a vise. A lot of people have commented saying how I could get a better vise, and that's 100% true. But this one is really secure, and it works. And I'm comfortable using it. Whatever you're comfortable using is the key. And then, oh, another one is this little pin with the head on it. And this I already mushroomed the top here. This little white one is responsible for tying hundreds of flies. And so when you start, I want to trap the tube. I want to trap the tube and the needle when I start, because you don't want the tube to spin. A pair of, these are Loon scissors, but I did not start out with these. I started out with a pair of, I think these are just makeup scissors from Rite Aid or something. They were like $1.50. And they worked, but then of course there's always something better. And so these ones are more detailed. The rest of it is just going for it, just like doing it, getting your feet wet and messing up a whole bunch with your knots and all this stuff, and then finally stuff will click. So yeah, Matthew, thank you very much for this idea. Send me your address, and I'm gonna mail you this rasticle and a couple other things. So send me your address, Matthew. Is there anything else I'm not going over? What am I not going over? What else? I'm gonna show you the fly that I've been tying a lot this year, thanks to Dave Vetter. This fly is now known as the Veterfly. This fly has been kicking butt. Super simple. Only 10 of these made so far, and I only have 2 left. There's a certain somebody on Lake Chelan that's got one right now too. So if you watch my videos, pipe in and tell me how it's been fishing on Chelan, if you would. Hopefully you watch my videos and you'll tell me. So it's the Veterfly. If you got the Veterfly recently in the mail, let me know if you've been catching fish on Chelan. All right, I think that's it. These are always fun to get. Rubber legs, I tie with a lot of rubber legs, and they're widely available. All different colors. I think that could get you started, and then it's up to you to start running with it after that, because that's what's so neat about tying flies, is tube flies, because I mean, there's about 4 people I can think of that are selling them in Washington, and they're all like awesome, and they're all like pretty different. They're all like unique to the people who tie them, and they all catch fish. They all catch kokanee, and they're awesome flies. So yeah, if any of these videos inspire you to start, and I'd love to see what you come up with, because it's really your personality can translate big time into these. So cool. Thanks for watching, and thanks again, Matt. And I hope this helped some people out getting started and just doing it. Just absolutely just do it. Just get started. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.